What's up, YouTube? Brett Hoover from Rants here. Alright, so this has been something that I've been kind of wondering about these last couple of weeks, and that is, how cool would it be, and would there even be fan support for it? Because I know I would be for it. I've been watching that Marvel's What If on Disney Plus, and I can't help but shake the fact that I think that some of these ideas would actually be really cool to see in maybe a standalone Marvel film. Now, I know that's not what Marvel does. Marvel doesn't just do standalone films. Everything's got to, be going into a certain direction and flow into other movies. And I get that. I really do get that. But I actually kind of think, you know what? Especially when it comes to the evil Doctor Strange, I feel like that would have been a really, really cool thing to make a movie about. And I think it would be a hit. I think people would want to see more of it. When they first started making these What If series, or this What If series, the first two I thought was just, you're just character swapping. You're taking Star-Lord and you're mixing with T'Challa, switching places, or Carter and Steve Rogers, and I felt like, okay, that's kind of stupid. That's not what If is really supposed to be about. Now, I think maybe even the Killmonger saving Tony Stark was probably far-fetched, maybe a little bit far-fetched for my liking, but I thought it was done well. I thought it was interesting in how it was portrayed, and at the end of the day, it kind of sold me on it. It really did. I would actually like to see some of these What If, especially if this continues on in the future. Maybe some of these into standalone movie ideas. I would really, or you know what? If you don't want to do a standalone movie about it, what you could do is, just do a comic book that's just based off of that. I think, or just some of these ideas. I think that would be really cool. Seeing like some kind of alternative versions of these characters that we know and love, and just seeing where it goes, seeing that, where destiny takes them, and this changed world, or changed universe in a lot of ways. The Doctor Strange one is the one, though, that catches my eye the most. Because the Doctor Strange one, I could see them doing something like that, and maybe even adding it on to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, instead of it just being a standalone film, having where Doctor Strange's love interest dies in a car wreck, instead of it just being him and it being her that died, and going from there, grief-stricken, and then basically destroying the universe, or at least his version of the universe, in an attempt to bring her back. That would actually be a really good Marvel Cinematic film that you could, because of all the, his capability of seeing the future and seeing these different versions of how it could have been, and you could do some sort of tie-in when it comes to the What If series, or that version of Doctor Strange, and the one that we know. It could be in another, multi-dimensional or whatever kind of thing like that, and go in that route, and then him just meeting and then have to fight against him, or some version of this evil version of himself. That would be really cool to get to see. I would be in favor of it, and I would just wonder if I'm alone in this, because I'm sitting there watching some of these things and I'm like, on this What If series, I'm like, dang, that would have actually been a really, really good either movie to make, comic book to reveal that was like, I don't know, 10 parts to it, or a even maybe a series of some sort. I would say probably the series thing would probably get scrapped right off the bat. But as far as comic, I could see it. I could see the Doctor Strange one maybe in maybe in a movie. I could see that. I don't think they would ever do that with the Carter replacing Steve Rogers. I don't think they would get away with that. But it would be kind of interesting maybe to see in a comic book. You know, I don't feel like it's. I kind of felt like the first two episodes really diminished the very characters that they had spent the last 10 years trying to, get us to love. They really completely changed a lot of things that they really shouldn't. Like T'Challa talking Thanos out of destroying half the universe. I felt like that was really stupid. So if that was the case, so you're telling me that if he ever just sat down and had a beer with T'Challa, that Thanos would have never destroyed half the universe? I feel like you're taking away from Star-Lord's character in that way. I feel like you're making it where those movies mean less as a fan. They mean less to me because you tell me that slightest little thing can change, and these characters could have been so much better. Like if Steve Rogers really hadn't have turned into Captain America, that Agent Carter would have been the better Captain America. I mean, I feel like you diminish Steve Rogers at that point. But some of these, after it seemed like episode 2, they really started turning it around in this What If series. And they really started making it about, an alternative reality. Not just character switching, but an alternative reality where what if these things happen, like with the zombie apocalypse thing. Like, that was a cool episode. That was a really cool episode. That's definitely not one they probably could do when it come to a movie. But man, would that be an awesome comic book. That would be a great comic book to read. But anyways, guys, that's my opinion on it. Let me know if there's any of these what if episodes that you would like to see, made into a movie, a comic book, a video game, whatever it may be, whatever you think it would work in, whatever genre you think it would work in. Let me know in the comments down below, because I feel like I'm not alone in this, because I'm watching some of these. I'm like, man, this would actually be really cool to see, or to see more of. In a lot of ways, I almost kind of hate that they're one episodes, because I'm like, you know what, I wouldn't mind seeing like a whole season of some of these, and just seeing where that goes and see where the characters go from there. Especially when it come to the zombie one, and when it came to the Doctor Strange version, with the Doctor Strange fighting his evil self. That would have been a really cool to see a full season worth of that. But anyways, guys, let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. As always, thanks for watching, and y'all take care.